Hello and welcome to the back nine of round 3 of the 2024 Ledgestone Open, presented by Grip EQ. It's moving day out at Sunset Hills. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your two hot geese.
Honk.
Honk.
You're enthusiastic geese. Very excited to watch Holyn Handley shooting 6 down, missing a few out there too. She is leading the way by what feels like a million, just cruising.
Yeah, she's only missed a couple putts, so that's the only reason why she didn't shoot 9 down or 10 down.
Yeah, and
on
the best
front.
we've seen again is 8 down overall, so it'll be exciting to see what happens. Hailey King on the card in a tie for second with Ella Hansen, and that's it. Owen Scoggins also, look, use your eyes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and to be in the top 10, it looks like you got to be shooting under par today on moving day. We have a few people shooting over par, but generally at Sunset Hills, right now I think the cut line's right at even par. So you got to be getting those birdies.
And you feel it. Hole 10 is a par 3, 301 feet. It's an extended pin this year. It used to be kind of right about here on this left side. It's about 60 feet farther, I'd say, in a much more difficult line. The way the drone is flying is not really a viable option with the way the tunnel is off the tee. Most women gonna take the dead straight shot, and honestly, you gotta get a little bit lucky through those bushes. There's an OB line around that shed as well.
Hailey trying to go up and over those bushes, but gonna get caught in that final one that's right around circle's edge. You see a lot of obstructed putts on hole 10.
A lot of people in those bushes.
Yeah, it's rare to see someone just getting cleanly to circle 1.
Holyn working more on the left side. She's gonna find some obstructions as well. We haven't seen, actually we did see more birdies than I thought on day 1, but I can't remember yesterday. Do you remember how many were yesterday?
Nah, I think there was a surprising amount, like 8.
Yeah, that was day 1. Lisa actually getting through the bushes. That's about where the old pin used to be. That would have been pretty parked.
5 birdies yesterday.
Okay. Ellie, really low. I think she's going to turn and burn earlier than the OB line and be fine.
Only one person was able to get to circle 1 in regulation out of 46 competitors.
But 2 people were able to throw in between the roof of the shed and the body of the shed and get stuck underneath it. You would think that would never happen, but it happened twice today.
It was more common than getting to circle 1.
Yeah, so that's a fun statistic for you guys.
That's wild.
Lisa, giving this a run.
Nice bid. With only one person to circle 1, there were 14 people that got to circle 2 in regulation. But this is what a lot of circle 2 looks like. Circle 2 look like here. A forehand scramble shot. Holyn doing a really nice job of landing softly on the green.
You can see her go afterwards. Like, they're tough.
They are tough. Hailey with not really a putt.
Yeah, not my favorite change. If they cleaned up the middle a little bit more, could be better. There's just not a great line to get there.
This is kind of a filler hole. There were 2 birdies today. Raven Klein got it from circle 1. She was the only one to get there.
She's got a really strong flex game, which I think you need.
And Kat Murch got it from circle 2. This played as the 3rd most difficult hole today. Just mostly from lack of birdies. There were about a quarter of the field bogeying as well, though.
Madison was in the shed. It was unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it.
My caddy Spider-Man up the roof. We got the disc back. Don't worry.
It was, yeah, they were worried.
A chase card check-in with Missy Gannon. First time we're seeing her today on the next, or 2 holes from now on hole 12. This is a scary tee shot. Missy has made it look easy every day.
Perfect thrasher hole, apparently. Looks like Missy having some trouble. Looks like she's 1 over par right now.
A tap and birdie on hole 12 feels really great. Maybe this is a nice little momentum shift for her. Through 10, Holyn still with a 7-stroke lead.
Unreal.
Looking so solid. Hole 11, another difficult par 3. It is one that I think is more birdieable than the last couple, but it takes a really precise type of flight. There are a couple options though. One is matching the angle of the hill on a hyzer line, hoping you don't get too much turn and going into that pond on the right side of the green that is well within reach, or hyzering out too early with the OB line on the left. You can also throw a big turnover line, or if you've got it, I love the forehand, but we just don't see as many people pull it out.
I honestly never see that.
I know why.
Except maybe Owen. Yeah, like Hailey, Holyn, Owen have the power to do it.
I'm surprised Hailey doesn't.
Yeah, kind of careening towards OB, actually. Surprising mistake and not an easy par save from there.
Holyn, we've seen her accidentally throw it a little too low every day. Similar issue here, but it's Skeeter's down there.
Yeah, hovercrafts.
Yeah, she's right around circle's edge.
You know, the old Skeeter, as we say in disc golf.
13 people got to circle 1 in regulation. Lisa looking for this to push a little straighter, but it hyzers early. She's going to have a long look.
She's been good for those today, though. If you didn't watch the front 9, check out her putt on hole 9. Unreal. Ellie also kind of fading a little early, but it looks like she's going to get maybe just inside the circle. As Madison said, so precise, surprisingly difficult to find the green on this one. Oh my, she is on one.
It looks like she surprised herself a little bit.
Yeah,
Look how long this run is.
That's the second huge putt we've seen her make.
How far is this?
The last one was more of a throw, and I think was outside circle 2. I think this one's like just inside circle 2, from what I could tell. So probably like 65.
She was just running for a full minute.
In slow motion, 4 minutes. Let's watch it.
Come on, Lisa.
She's still going.
I know. I feel like that was far.
It was far. And her second huge one of the round. Hailey looking for a par save. Comes up short, but checks up before that pond.
Oh, it was 92 feet.
This one?
Unless someone else threw it in. Maybe there's a chance. Yeah.
Regardless, massive. Her other one on 9 felt bigger. Ellie coming up a little low right for her birdie bid. Holyn just taking another par.
There were 8 birdies on hole 11 today. Kind of closer to one of the more difficult holes.
Kind of in that bonus category.
Definitely.
Like, you know you can get it, but you're most likely not going to. Bogey hurts, though, for Hailey.
But yeah, Lisa was outside circle 2.
Awesome.
I think that was a 92-footer. That is wild.
Owen Scoggins ahead on hole 13, where somebody cut the gap wider than in previous days.
Yeah.
You know that joke where you're like, I want to come back in the middle of the night and widen the gap? Someone actually did it. And
not a competitor,
not a competitor.
Not a competitor.
And as much as I think that's delightful, like, it's not okay and not encouraged, but like, let's laugh together for one moment.
Yeah, we'll take another peek as our lead card gets there, but yes, it was significantly wider.
Yeah.
Maybe twice as wide.
Twice as wide.
Owen with that birdie crawling up into solo second, jumping over Ella Hansen.
Hole 12, we just saw Missy park it, but that is not the norm. It's a par 3, 383 feet. A new tee pad and a much better, I think, angle to attack, in my opinion, though they took the OB line, I think, a little farther off the water to start. You kind of want to throw right at the water and hyzer in, trying to land on this hill. We saw Ella Hansen have a really bad roll away. We've seen a few. It's difficult to land on this hillside safely.
Your drive or your approach?
Both. Anything. It just wants to roll. There's a few logs that might catch you. Probably most common mistake is landing short left and then having a bit of a tricky approach. Looks like Lisa had some grip issues here, and she's going to do just that. It is not easy to get your par from there.
Yeah, it's such a strange little either jump putt or approach from there, and you have to get your disc to try to land flat.
And like past some really teeny little trees that are right in the way too, generally.
We've seen Holyn take a more low and linear approach to this. She's a little early today. Hopefully not flirting with the OB line up top. She's good.
It's weirdly good.
Weirdly good.
At this point, it is sweltering.
Yeah.
Everyone's sweating, grabbing water bottles from this cooler. Ellie doesn't look happy with it, but it looks pretty good. Like, pretty good. Oh, no. No. I think it's in.
That's the best case scenario for that roll. Definitely in bounds, but what a ride we just went on.
Okay, no, new rule, no words, only sound effects.
We got our point across. Hailey way out over the water, but has enough height to get over the tall grass.
Wow, that's great.
That's perfect.
I believe
How did she not hit the tree?
That was her Tour Series Metal Flake T-Bird 3. Get yours today and you won't hit trees either.
Lisa, here's that tricky approach we're talking about. She has to navigate the low-hanging branches of that tree.
Oh my gosh, is she gonna... Honestly, that's unreal. What? That's her third outside of circle 2 throw-in. These aren't putts. These aren't technically putts. These are throw-ins. There's 3 of them.
This is 121 feet away, apparently.
Her third one, she got 9, 11, and 12. This one, she doesn't even look surprised.
It went 112 feet, 92 feet, 121 feet. Just think about that.
Stop.
Just think about that.
That's an entire hole. That's like a par 3 of putts.
Just deadly. And it's wild to come in that hot. The OB comes up so quick behind this basket.
Yes. Did you guys see that?
We haven't gotten to watch Lisa have one of these days in a long time, and I'm so excited. This is like...
what she's known for.
Yeah. And this is like 5 years ago disc golf, where Lisa would just throw them in every day all the time. I'm so happy to see it. I'm so happy it's all on camera.
Holyn able to follow it up with a nice putt of her own.
It's like everyone's big putted at that point.
Yeah.
Nice. Great focus from Holyn and Ellie.
Yeah, Ellie, lucky to stay. I mean, unlucky to roll, but lucky to stay in bounds.
And what a hole to have a star frame on. This is ridiculous.
This would be one of my bottom picks, you know what I mean?
Yep.
That I would
ever guess.
Assume a star frame, especially with Lisa landing 120 feet away.
There was only 12 birdies on that hole. We watched 4 of them on our lead card. Quick chase card check-in with Ella Hansen.
Currently in a tie for second. Looks like she's ahead on hole 15, pinned up on the right side. This is just a layup and a par play. About as... oh no, she's a little too far. A little bit of work left.
Yeah, it's a shame to be that pinched on her second shot. Is this her first bogey of the round?
This is for par.
Oh.
So, yes.
I thought it was for bogey. Dang it.
Wah, wah. Looks like her first, mistake of the round. Was she 8 down, I believe, up until that point?
It's wild that that's happening at the same time as everyone birdieing hole 12.
Yeah, time isn't really linear, though. Yeah, it looks like Ella slides down to 7 down with that. Holyn, Own. Yeah, and Ella all at 7 down. Wild.
What a star frame. Let's move on to hole 13. Here is where someone came and took it upon themselves to change the course. It's quite a big gap now. This used to be a very, very scary birdie run. Even at 280 feet, it's uphill. Plays more like 320. And the green is completely blind. Can't see the basket. Can't see any of the safe area. Now you can see a little flag that kind of gives you a nice indicator and something to aim at. Don't go cut stuff down at your home course. This is not cool,
not okay.
Folks. Not cool.
One quick laugh and then like a stern scolding, you know?
Big no-no.
Lisa across and putting for birdie. Holyn really inside here.
This is what she did the other day as well. It worked yesterday, today.
Not today.
Yeah, on the corner.
And that drop zone's far. Edge of circle 2-ish.
We usually see a lot of people laying up on this hole, but with how wide the gap is, it's really hard not to go for it.
I wish we could take a survey of how many people decided to go for it once they saw the gap was bigger. Smooth looking shot here from Hailey. almost too deep. 3 of our competitors on the dance floor, Holyn, having to go from this very deep drop zone.
This is for potentially to not have her first bogey of the day. Come on.
Looks good.
Oh
Dang.
my gosh. And this is a fine hole to take your first bogey on. It's kind of a birdie or bogey hole. When you go for it, you know that. You've already accepted your fate. 14 people were able to get to circle 1 in regulation. Basically, that's how many people made it onto the island out of 46 competitors.
Lisa with a normal distance putt for a birdie and a turkey. Really putting on a show today. Ellie a little undercommitted finding the cage. Gonna have to settle for par.
Hailey recovering her par after coming in a little hot for the birdie putt. And like Erika said, it is absolutely sweltering hot right now.
Yeah, you're sweating bullets out there.
This green is brutally hot. And we're kind of hoping for wind, but there is just not any to be found.
Checking in with Missy Gannon. Looks like she's lined up really well for the birdie look on 15. So difficult to get in this position and have a dead straight look down this tunnel. She leaves it just a bit short, but she will have a birdie look. We're looking at 4 in a row potentially for Missy Gannon. And we call that a red-headed woodpecker, folks.
Yep, and that'll turn your round around any day. There's the Missy Gannon that's won 1 million events this year, fresh off a win at the European Disc Golf Festival.
Holyn still with a 5-stroke lead, even with the bogey over Lisa Fajkus, who's coming off a turkey here, looking unstoppable on the green. And off the green. She's technically not on the green. Well, 14's a par 3. It's 329 feet. It is surprisingly difficult. I say it every time, but it's still true every time. There's no B line on the left, pulled off the grass line that you can find if you hyzer out too early. We've seen a few players kind of overturn it to the right as well and find that OB. There's just some trees on the right that are a bit in the way, makes you kind of throw straight at it instead of throwing the flex.
This hole does play a little bit easier, averaging about 1/10 of a stroke under par. It's definitely going to play easier today with no wind to worry about, but it is still a difficult hole to get aggressive on.
Yeah, you see this more often than not, where it looks like a pretty good shot, but you're still having to make a pretty big putt to get the birdie. This is in danger.
Yeah, Ellie a little early, a little too much hyzer. That tree is
Lucky.
really friendly. Drops her down before she heads towards OB.
Hailey working a bit more on the right side. This is looking great.
Perfect. Just outside the bullseye for birdie.
Look at how long Holyn's run up is. And it still looks so smooth.
Heading towards that right side OB, but finishing nicely. She'll be just outside the circle, just outside the shade, which is all everyone's thinking about right now.
Masters golf.
Yeah.
Ellie hasn't learned. She's young. She's in the sun. Wow.
Okay.
I hope we see it again because she definitely hit some leaves.
What a putt.
Yes. Look at this.
Yes. That is deep in circle 2.
Yeah. What a great day to watch putting.
58 feet.
Lisa from outside the circle for 4 in a row. A little short right. Not sure what she's looking at.
Trying to see where she is, maybe.
Holyn for birdie. A little high.
This hole is strangely difficult also because it's just right there in front of you.
It's annoyingly difficult.
Yeah, there's nothing blocking you. It's just the most wide open green ever. Kind of looks like an ideal practice green.
Yeah, you're kind of just mad at yourself when you don't get this one.
30.
But wait, how many people birdied?
35% of the field.
Okay,
There were
that's a lot.
16 birdies. But a lot of bogeys on this one as well, just because of those tight OB lines on the left and right.
Two birdies, two pars. Moving ahead to a pretty difficult par 4. Before we do that, oh, who is she? This is after a terrible layup, 4 bogeys in a row. Oh, this is the terrible layup. I slipped.
Yeah, this is the story here. We're on the cut line, folks. If Erika misses this putt, she is out of it for tomorrow.
And beers on me, everybody.
In front of a crowd on hole 18. She just needed some attention.
That's who I am.
Oh, how cool was that to make the cut, sliding in on the last place. Heck
So
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, that's the word.
One more check-in with Missy Gannon after a red-headed woodpecker with a perfect drive. Almost acing 16. What a freak. No one gets near the basket on this hole. You usually have a longer putt.
Oh, I'm probably going to park it. She's going to park it.
Yeah, unless you have this.
No, not quite. Looks like a little bit too much turn. This is the more typical landing zone. You usually have a circle 2 putt on this one.
Missy, I don't know if she got lucky because there is a gap to the right side of that tree.
Small,
but
though.
It is very small.
You throw the flex and you're just hoping you get past that tree.
Own. Huge putt.
Classic own lean back.
Circle 2 birdie to bounce back from her bogey on 15. Missy came in deep. One tree to worry about.
I have a golden sombrero ready
Yeah.
to put on the little red-headed woodpecker.
That's going to stand out nicely
Just think about how cute that looks.
on that scarlet red.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be so cute.
If you don't know what we're talking about, just go back and watch old rounds.
Ella Hansen still with the hot round. Hole 15, our final par. Oh, no, it's not. Our second to last par 4 of the day. This is a very tough technical par 4. Your drive has to go really far if you want to set yourself up for a birdie because you have to get past this corner before the dog leg to the left. This is a very long tunnel shot to this basket. It's about, I would say, 210 feet maybe from the corner to get all the way to this green.
A touch more.
But most players, because of the out-of-bounds line pinched on the left-hand side of the fairway from here, are going to play a little bit safer and be a little bit further right, lengthening that second shot around the dog leg. Ellie looking for this disc to turn a little bit more.
I don't know. Did she? Almost. Almost to the corner. She's like 8 feet short. Cole Riddell pipeline.
Going out of bounds on that corner early is pretty much an instant bogey. It is so difficult to recover from there because you still have to wrap the corner before you can approach the basket in any way.
Really smooth shot from Hailey King with a wraith. Hopefully she got all the way up to have a look through that tunnel.
Lisa with a nice turning shot, getting a little bit of finish at the end.
That's going to be a par play, though.
Yeah, not quite far enough to be able to get aggressive on her second shot.
Ooh, little force over right out of the hand for Holyn. Nice flex shot. Deep. She's deep.
Wow. That is so impressive.
Nobody does that. That's a Jawbreaker Z Flex Vulture, and that is...
She just outdrove Lisa by 80 feet and most of the card by 60 or more.
Yeah, you just never see that.
She also played it really aggressive at the corner. That's one thing. You see people being able to throw far, but throwing it right at the OB corner is so risky. Holyn throwing a disc so well right now.
Yeah, Hailey is kind of like the arguably, you think that's a perfect shot, and don't get me wrong, it was perfect upshot too. But for Holyn to be past that by 40 feet is just nuts. Ellie actually did get to the corner, though she saws this one off a bit and will have to make a putt. Not too bad, though.
Little bit of obstructions on the left side of the green. Holyn has to hit a tunnel to get to the screen. That looks so good.
Really great shot. Also strong squat form. She's been hitting the gym, you can tell. She does that before every forehand.
Every forehand. Lisa pinched on the tree. Technical, but she is good for it.
We'll still have to make about a 30-footer nearly for her par. Bans it, dang. 2 putts in a row we've seen Lisa miss.
Ellie for a birdie.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, she definitely had some trees in the way there, having to kind of hyzer that putt. Holyn from the deep side of the green. Good for another birdie.
Oh, no.
Was it in before? Her foot might have just got caught as she was walking out. I think she was in. It was not. I don't think it was a falling putt.
Yeah.
She tried to take a step out to go get her disc and then fell over.
It just looked bad.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like she's gonna take the stroke penalty.
Yeah, I think it was after it had settled.
I think so too, but Hailey with the easy birdie and something else too.
Claiming it. 7 birdies on hole 15. That's more than we usually see. It played as the most difficult hole of the day, averaging at almost a half a stroke over par.
Got 3 ladies at 7 under on the round. Hailey jumping into a tie for second with Owen Scoggins with that easy birdie. Hole 16, we saw Missy park it. Not typical. It's a par 3, 352 feet. You need a late turning shot or to do that flex shot to the right of this tree that we're passing, and you can see how small that gap is. There's OB to the left that can come into play and kind of left deep as well if you're trying to work the flex and hyzer out too early. You do occasionally see the forehand here, but not too many. Usually you see more of a kind of late turning and hyzer shot.
Glad to see Hailey pull out the sidearm here. Smooth.
Yeah, looking pretty dang good.
Oh.
And there's the one tree.
Yeah, just a little bit early.
Holyn pretty high and fading towards OB. It's way over there, but this is definitely in danger. She finds it. Surprising miss.
This little back corner of the course was very hot as well.
Oh, Ellie way overturns this one to the right. But, looks like she gets most of the way through.
Yeah, maybe filters through. That right side can be so brutal. It can be really difficult to get up and down. Lisa going for that inside gap. We saw Missy ace running. Hyzering early. She'll be just outside the circle with a long putt. That is pretty classic for most of the FPO field.
Holyn, outside circle 2, looking to save par. Going to be another bogey. Hailey for birdie. Ah, so close. Hits banned.
Good looking putt, just a little bit too high. Ellie did filter through a good ways.
Passed it. Whew. She hit so early in the trees. That's crazy.
Yeah, she puts a lot of snap on that disc. Lisa not quite far enough to be in her range.
You mean she's too close?
Yeah.
And kind of cooling down after that heater on the front 9 and first little bit of the back.
I think it would be so hard to keep your focus after throwing in 3 times.
Yes, throwing in over 300 feet of putts.
That's more amazing than an ace.
Yeah.
It really is unbelievable. There were 10 birdies on hole 16. 12 people got to circle 1 regulation. We're finally seeing the FPO field kind of crack this hole a little bit, figure out what works. Or it could just be the fact that there was no wind today. A lot of times we see a headwind on hole 16 and it makes it really tough. Strange to see Holyn walk away from this one with a bogey. It averaged about a 1/10 of a stroke under par in the FPO field. One chase card check-in again with Missy Gannon. Fresh off 5 birdies in a row.
Love to see it. Smooth looking thrasher shot. Finishing off to the left, which is more important than getting a ton of distance, but that's still plenty far. Sets up for a nice forehand approach. We haven't seen Missy nail this one yet, but that one's looking solid.
Oh, that's so good.
But classic getting caught up on that last little corner. Like, this is the quintessential hole 17 putt.
6 birdies in a row for Missy Gannon.
And we haven't come up with like a thing for that really. I think disco ball is our go-to.
Yeah, there's a golden sombrero and maybe like a tiara.
I don't think we do more hats. It doesn't make sense.
Just a party hat. Roller skates.
Yeah, there we go.
Roller skates, okay. Owen Scoggins, Paige Pierce, tying Ella Hansen with that hot round right now. The final par 4 of the day, for real this time, 525 feet. This hole is pretty straightforward off the tee. The second shot is where it gets very technical. That low-hanging tree branch that we're going through right now can get in your way if you're not far enough left. And even if you are far enough left, the early and late parts of that gap are so difficult to recover from. We just saw Missy Gannon hit a huge downhill putt, but it's not ideal to necessarily putt from there. It's so steep that if you do miss that basket, you can go pretty far past. Rollaways are plentiful here. Hailey, though, just going to try to bite a ton of distance off and hopefully have a very easy little pitch approach to the green.
That's smoked.
Yeah, a lot of FPO players having to throw maybe a sidearm with a run up through the gap. Hailey potentially just can see the basket.
She's a bit more right than she wants, but plenty of distance. Should be just kind of a chip. This is, I think, better to end up on...
Oh.
That's... man. She landed in this one dirt patch. Without that, I think it was perfect.
Yeah, that was pretty bad luck there. In the grass, that definitely would not have gotten that hard of a skip.
Lisa sawed off pretty early here. Gets away with it. Man, what a bad break for Ellie. Holyn has landed so far that she can either see the pin or throw just a touch backhand approach, which is unbelievable. And it looks like she's doing it again. She's going ESP drive here. Picture perfect.
So far.
Couldn't be better. If we ever have disc golf textbooks, like Holyn's play on this for 3 rounds in a row is going to be in it.
Lisa coming in a little early. She might have fought through, which is a good thing. Getting tangled up as soon as you go into that bush is brutal. Hailey can't see the basket, but she does have a nice little chip shot. She is
solid.
fine inside the circle, putting back up at the basket. Ellie from OB throwing her 3rd shot to the green.
Smooth little touch forehand. Gets caught up in the corner. Going to have to make an outside the circle putt to save par.
Again, Holyn able to just throw a little backhand.
So crazy. She can see the top of it. Still kind of goes deep, though.
Yeah, comes in hot. She'll be outside the circle.
I'm
on the low side.
surprised she hasn't gone forehand any of the days, honestly.
I feel like the angle's a little weird. That's why we see Ellie get caught up. I think Ellie almost could have thrown a backhand.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay. Lisa way in there and not able to get all the way through. Look at this. Looks like she's a teeny little gap, but...
Well, that's an absolute wall of trees.
brutal.
Nice run.
I mean, yeah, honestly. Eliezra trying to save par here. Wow.
Yeah. Putt cleaning up nicely as this round moves on. She's made some huge putts to save pars and birdies on the back 9. Holyn trying to bounce back from that last bogey, but going to have to settle for a par on hole 17.
I'm scared for whenever Holyn puts the front 9 and the back 9 together. We've seen her play both, amazingly, but just not at the same time.
Another birdie from Hailey King. There was only 9 people that got inside the circle on hole 17 for birdie and 31 to circle 2. So huge jump there. It's a big advantage to be able to get there. There were 12 birdies on hole 17. Yeah, I feel like we've seen Holyn birdie every hole.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that would be a fun thing to go double check. It does feel like that. Regardless, she's still leading the way by 4. Hailey King now with the hot round with that birdie. She's 8 down.
Right now, back-to-back days with potentially the hot round. Really impressive stat.
And wrapping up, hole 18 is a par 3, 383 feet. Downhill, then back up. Aggregate downhill for sure. There's an OB concrete area to the right that you can find if you turn it over. To me, this is the first time you kind of felt the wind and had to think about it a little bit more. Is mostly right to left. A little flexing shot works really nicely. We've seen some sidearms. Pick your poison, get a birdie. This is the one Hailey tried to ace yesterday, and I told her I'd give her $20, so let's see.
Does she want it?
Yeah, I didn't say $20 for the hot round. I said $20 for the ace. She didn't earn it.
She didn't.
I'll
Circle 2.
Extend the same offer for tomorrow.
This hole's only slightly downhill, so it still plays at, I would say, around 360. It's a good distance shot.
Yeah, for those of us without, the huge distance, it's about angle control.
And a lot of times there is some sort of cross or headwind. Mm-hmm. So any error in your angle is highlighted, and that OB on the right side can come up quick. You saw Hailey kind of pushing that way. Holyn, though, perfect angle control.
Maybe a bit deep. Looking great, but gonna have to still make an outside the circle putt for a birdie. It's crazy that she's even on the back 9 and still leading the way by 4.
It's crazy that Hailey's about to shoot potentially 2 hot rounds and not be in the lead.
Yeah, that's true. I think she only shot 1 down, though, to start.
Yeah.
Lisa, with kind of a classic play on the hole, going straight at it, hyzering out a little bit, having a circle 2 look, probably obstructed by that tree.
Yeah, even though this is slightly downhill 380, only 14 people get to circle 1 in regulation, double that to circle 2. But a lot of those circle 2 putts are from down here with this one perfectly placed tree.
Really is. Lisa giving it a good run.
Hailey also looking like she's a bit obstructed. Not able to go full send with the hill behind the basket. Holyn having to come back towards that hill as well. A really soft bid.
Still enough to secure the lead going into the final day for Holyn Handley.
Yep, going to be a round of pars from our lead card. There were 9 birdies on hole 18. And our weather's looking about the same tomorrow. It's still supposed to be calm winds and really, really hot. So if you made the cut today, you get to look forward to those nice sunny conditions.
And to the slip and slide that they made for the FPO for after the round to cool off.
Just out of the camera angle here on 18 is like a humongous slip and slide.
It's so good. Check out Terry Miller's Instagram.
Yeah, we're really celebrating summer here in Illinois, and we love it. Tomorrow we get to watch Holyn Handley and Hailey King again, Owen Scoggins and Missy Gannon climbing their way up to finish out our final round.
Lisa Fajkus staying in a tie for 4th, but not having the hot round, and Owen Scoggins, I believe, as well. Pretty tight at the top. I mean, Holyn with a 4-stroke lead, but that's not insurmountable. The chase for double digits goes on.
Yep, and it can still be done tomorrow. Congrats to everyone who made the cut. We got 2 geese under the cut line.
Hey.
3-way tie for 23rd. Everyone below that is sadly not able to play on Sunday. We'll see them again at Idlewild in Kentucky next week. Come hang with us tomorrow on Sunday, on Championship Sunday, here at the Ledgestone Open presented by Grip Equipment. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the two hot geese who made the cut.
Honk, 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 honk.